We are looking forward to a nationally televised contest with Arizona. We understand that they will be a fired-up crew, looking forward to the second half of their season, as are we. With the changes that have taken place there, you just have to assume everybody's going to look at it as a fresh start and play accordingly. So it's going to be a spirited contest. There's no question about it. We have huge respect for them as a program and as a football team. Nick Foles is as quality a quarterback as there is, and you know, we've played some pretty good ones so far. So we have a very healthy respect for what he can do. You watch the tape and as he distributes the ball, and that's kind of what I look at him. He's kind of a point guard. He gets the ball in guys' hands. He puts it where they can make plays on it. I watched a game on one Saturday night. I think he hit his first 17 passes, and I saw him, you know, lead his team to 37 first downs against our crosstown rivals. So he's a bona fide big-time player. He'll play on Sundays, and so we have to understand that we're not going to necessarily stop him. We just have to contain him, and hopefully we can take a little bite out of last week's formula, which is to do a great job in the red zone and keep them out of the end zone. So we understand the challenge, and yet we're excited about what lies ahead for us if we can continue to improve and continue to become the program we want to be. You know, we can get ourselves a win this week. We'll find ourselves in good position heading into the meat of the schedule with respect to the conference race, and that's exciting, and because that's what everybody sets out to be a part of. So, but it all starts by playing a great game and understanding that we're going to be going into an atmosphere that is going to be excited to play, and you know, national television does that by itself, but also the string of events over the last couple of weeks, I'm sure, will lead itself to an excited group, and we've got to match that intensity. Questions?
How much is of a concern is Foles, given, you know, how you guys kind of struggled against the two other elite quarterbacks you've seen?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. He's not going to not play. I mean, we've got to figure out a way to try to contain him. As I said earlier, we're not going to stop him. You know, no one has. We just got to make sure that as often as we can get him to third down, we do well on third down, which has obviously been a bugaboo for us in the first half of the season. And in the second piece of it, we've got to keep him from scoring the 7 points and try to keep him to as many field goal chances as we can.
Have you been able to learn anything looking at those tapes of Keenum and Andrew?
Oh, they're different kinds of offenses. Certainly both guys are hugely talented, but they're different kinds of offenses. It's not as though the quarterback has been the focal point. It's the structure of what they do, and you know, making sure you can try to get your arms around it. And this is another completely different type of. This is closer probably to Houston than it is to Stanford.
Situation with your secondary at this point, injuries, and who's looking like they're probable.
Who's around and who's not? Well, it looks good for Sheldon Price. We've got our fingers crossed that he'll be ready to go. The big question is Tony Dye. And Tony's in a situation where he's got some stingers. He's got a neck issue. And obviously no one wants him to be hurt any more than he currently is. And those kind of decisions have to be made by people that know more about the subject than I.
To be honest, isn't it more of a nerve issue that's just kind of been nagging with him, that I guess is the inflammation of it?
You know, those questions probably asked better of Tony. I know it as to be one where when he hits something, he goes at least some partially numb, and obviously that's dangerous. So got to make sure that the folks that know do what's right for Tony.
Has there been any thought to redshirting him since he doesn't have a redshirt available?
Well, you know, he's played this year, so that would have to be a medical redshirt. So he hasn't played more than the amount of games, but they have to. It has to be a medical reason that takes him out, and certainly there's a medical reason that exists. So we just have to wait and see exactly what the prudent thing is as we go forward.
And then Alex Mascarenas.
Alex is on the road to recovery, and hopefully he can be ready as early as this week. I don't know that to be the case. I would say he's questionable is what, 50-50? I'd say questionable. Jamie Graham is out this week with a knee. Outstanding. You guys were out terrific today. All righty.